Hello, YouTubers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. It looks like Harry is coming to the realization that this togetherness or this being independent of each other professionally is not working out. He is officially acknowledging that things are not working. He is not happy. It is coming to a head, folks. I'm telling you, we are seeing a climax as I sit here and speak to you now. All right, so let's get into it. So we all remember how things looked when they were going to be getting married at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle in 2018. We remember all the happiness that exuded the couple and how they just looked so together and aligned in purpose when they gave that engagement interview. Life was grand for the two. We know that they have shared these controversial photos. We know that there's controversy around Meghan's pregnancies. We all remember the climax of the Oprah Winfrey interview and how Harry was on his freedom flight. There was just so much happiness and so much questioning the existence of this couple and their children. There's just been a lot of controversy. There's been a lot of things to question and ponder and to consider. And I think when you have that much behind you, when you have that much drama that has essentially affected your life, you start to realize you need to come out and say, I just don't think this is going to work. And that's what we see happening here. We definitely see Harry and Meghan, or actually Harry, coming to the realization that his life is not working out the way he had intended. Now, this has come out in an article that is talking about how this split between Harry and Meghan is just not working out. And I'm talking about the professional split, which I've also spoken about in other videos, that when that happens, then it leads to the personal split. It leads to being split up in other ways. So despite all these different appearances, much has changed in Harry and Meghan's lives over the years. And Harry has publicly addressed rumors of a split towards the end of last year after fans noted that they were seemingly living separate lives with an increasing number of solo appearances. Now, he said during, this talk in December when he spoke at the Deal Book Summit that we've apparently divorced maybe 10, 12 times. It's hard to keep up, but that's why you just sort of ignore it. Now, a source is letting us all know that while they are far from heading from divorce court, Harry, who has spent last year attempting to build bridges with his family, has finally admitted that their current setup of pursuing individual paths in the public eye just is not working out. Now, we're told that on the surface of it all, Meghan and Harry are doing the best to laugh off the rumors that things are not exactly rock solid between them. But the truth is that their lives are going in a shambles right now. Things are not working out, and they are starting to acknowledge this before the public. They are just going to accept what we know, or they know everyone can see. But the truth is, the life that they're living now isn't what either of them had imagined from the very beginning. It's just not what it is, or what it was in their heads as they had imagined it. So we are coming to a climax. So we know that they made very two high profile, fake royal tours. They went to Nigeria. They went to Colombia. We saw issues in the body language. We saw so much that showed a perpetration and a fraud of a couple trying to continue to show themselves as royal-like. And I had heard that they were doing this to really appear more royal-like for those in Hollywood, so that when they pursue their different career paths, people would still see them as royal if they went out on these fake royal tours, so that they had the appearance of royalty. So we've seen them on several different solo engagements. Harry has done his things around the Invictus Games. Meghan has done things around more of the Hollywood crowd. But now that we know that they've gotten a lot of backlash since going out to try to support the LA fires, it has really given Meghan the idea that she needs to just shrivel up and just be a hermit. She needs to just stay hidden away. But we are told that the way that they are living and working now just is not working for Harry. He does not like how things are between the two of them at the moment. And while Meghan seems to accept her estrangement from her own family, having not spoken to her father, we know Thomas Markle, since 2018, they're saying that Harry is determined to make 2025 the year that he finally amends his relationship with his family. Harry is telling Meghan that things are just not working out for him, that the majority of the sticking point remains that the mess he's made with his family, which is difficult now that he is taking accountability for, they say. I find that hard to believe, but apparently, hey, maybe it could be true. He's trying to recognize that he needs to take accountability. And I think part of him trying to take accountability is when he didn't write more or follow up in his book Spare when the paperback version came out. But Meghan still puts the blame of everything that has happened on Harry's family. So she is not aligned with what Harry feels that he needs to do. They're no longer aligned in purpose. And this is always going to be the problem for this couple until one of them gives in to align with the other spouse. And I just don't see how they can do it. I don't see any way that they can actually find a way to align in purpose again. Their purpose has officially been severed. They no longer have the same purpose in life. It is forever broken and it will never be put back together. No matter how much you may think that, well, we're just going to be together, you're going to be together in misery because you are no longer aligned in purpose. Now, this rift between the Sussexes and the Royals first occurred, we know, when they announced that they were stepping down from their senior roles in 2020. But wounds, we know, have grown deeper after Harry's bombshell, or actually after Harry and Meghan's bombshell interview with Oprah back in 2021. And it has grown deeper, and they've claimed that members of the royal family had questioned the color of Archie's skin, which we know was a big just nothing. Because as a black person, I can tell you, and just like Chris Rock told you in his special,
Oprah, they're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby was gonna be. They're so racist. They wanted to know how brown the baby's gonna be. I'm like, that's not racist. Because even black people want to know.
There's been a lot that has happened. We have come to a head with a lot of issues that have pretty much gotten us to where we are right now with this couple. Now, Meghan is supportive of her husband repairing his relationship. The source is saying that she isn't willing to budge, though, on her reluctance to return to the UK. Once again, not aligned in purpose, because Harry wants to go back. He wants to bring the children, but he's got this whole excuse thing around safety and security with his children, which has its own reasons, because he's trying to get this IPP status. It's a hot mess, okay? It's a hot mess. She will not even consider Meghan going back to the UK or bending over to apologize. Now, Harry isn't feeling the heat from his close friends who are constantly worrying about him. And I believe as well that there should be a lot of concern on Harry's mental health about right now, because Meghan is not doing well from all the controversy that they got when they tried to help out with the LA fire. She's looking to resort to being a hermit, not coming out because she knows she's going to be criticized. And Harry is just not doing well because he's estranged from his family. Meghan certainly is not making his life worth anything because she's not doing well. It's a hot mess. And now in the mainstream media, there are stories coming out about the birth of the children and surrogacy. So much has happened that mentally neither Harry or Meghan is doing well. Now, they can tell us that there is a strong desire for Harry to amend things with his family any way that he can, with his father and with his brother. But his new life in the U.S. is holding him back from doing just that. So he can't even try to amend things because he now doesn't even live in the same country as his family. And he can't even seem to find a way to get back when Meghan doesn't want to go back. Okay, so his pals have even said that it's good that he is spending time apart from Meghan, as it's been like a pressure cooker. This is really some very important information because it aligns with what we would imagine would be the case with Harry and Meghan about right now. And it's good to hear it's being confirmed by the people who are in Harry's circle. Now, they are trying to decide what they are going to do moving forward. With there being so many health scares in the royal family, both Catherine and King Charles, Harry is feeling more homesick now than ever, and that this inner turmoil that he is feeling, that he is just not in a good place right now. With his family, he's not in a good place. Mentally, emotionally, he's not in a good place. Harry said that himself last February that he was keen to see his family more, which is very revealing. He says that my family and my life in California is as it is. I have got other trips planned, but that would take me through the UK or back to the UK. So I'll stop in and see my family as much as I can. But we know it seems that all of his attempts have fallen flat for Harry when it was confirmed that his father was too busy to even see him when he came. So there's a lot of animosity. There's a lot of hurt feelings. There is a lot that is being done to protect the king from his own son. And I think more likely it's the stepmother, Camilla, which, I mean, you can't blame the woman for wanting to protect her husband from the stress that is brought on by Harry. So it makes sense that the queen would be preventing Harry from seeing the king. So the source is saying that the question for Harry and Meghan now is how can they go on prioritizing the marriage this year, as they appear to be completely on separate pages. Their lives are being planned separately. Friends are worried that if things get any worse between them, they may start wondering if it was all worth it, especially if Harry isn't happy, considering he's not happy the way things are right now with his life in California. I'm sure he would be happy in California if he had a good relationship with his family, if he could bring his children to the UK to see his family, if he could have visits and kind of recharge from going back to his home country and having good feelings and memories. But when you can't even do that, how happy can you be with your circumstances? Of course, Harry doesn't want his marriage to end. He loves Meghan and his children, but he would be lying if he said that last year or so hasn't taken a huge toll on his well-being. He wants nothing more than peace with the royal family and is worried that Meghan's goals just do not align with his, and we know they do not align with Harry's goals. We can see it by the flop of that polo show. He could not even bring his butt to be a part of that show so that it could at least get somewhat of a good rating of viewership. But he didn't even want to do that. So he's scared that he could end up estranged with his family for the rest of his life. So this piece of information that's come out and that is being revealed to us definitely is giving us the insight that we have seen building up. And it really is sad. And I would think that the biggest test of this moment right now would be if Meghan really, truly loves Harry, she would go back to the United Kingdom for the sake of her husband and his well-being. That's the only solution here, folks. I'm telling you, that is the only solution. But knowing who Meghan is and knowing the desire and commitment she has to what she wants, that will never happen. What does she do? She decides to become a hermit and to just stay put away as she anticipates and waits for her show on Netflix to come out in March. Because she knows she can't do anything to make it better. And she certainly is not willing to help Harry feel better by her own self-sacrifice. That right there shows you the true emotions, the true feelings of a woman when she will allow her husband to suffer and be completely mentally broken by not doing anything. That tells you everything you need to know about how this marriage began. It was built on a false foundation, because this right now is the test for Meghan to help her husband. It tells us everything we need to know. Everything that I felt and saw in the beginning. It is really, truly a sad situation that is revealing itself to us. And it is confirming for us all that, yeah, what we were thinking about this marriage, what we felt from this marriage, what we saw from this marriage, yeah, we were on track. It was all true. And this story right here confirms it. What will Harry do? Don't know, but I do know what Meghan needs to do. Let's wait and see what happens in our next episode of The Imitation of Royal Life. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.